What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center. And in this video, I'm talking about basically how we all, at some point or another in our lives, we all embody the devil energy. This video was a clip taken from one of my recent live tarot readings. And basically, as part of the Fool's Journey in Tarot, the major arcana of the Fool's Journey, we all start at the Fool card and we end at the World, and then the whole cycle repeats itself, essentially. And so one of the steps along the Fool's Journey is, of course, the Devil card. Now, we all experience devil energy. We all have devil energy within us. It's neither bad nor good. Now, where it can become bad is when that devil energy becomes out of balance and begins to take us over, right? So I'll give you just a quick example of good and bad. And most of us, we know what obviously bad devil energy can become. But I'll give you an example of, a good example first, because most people wouldn't know how devil energy could be a positive, right? Well, let's say that you're somebody who grew up in a very strict, maybe perhaps religious or just a very strict home, and you had very, very rigid beliefs, right? And, because you were raised in a certain way, you have a belief about maybe morality, what's right and what's wrong, and, your concept of fun, your concept of passion, maybe your concept of sexuality, your concept of it's bad to drink alcohol. Well, is that really true? Is it bad to drink alcohol? Is it bad to have a drink? Is it bad to drink a glass of wine? Is it bad to drink a beer? Or is it bad, to just get, piss-faced drunk where you can't operate, you can't function, right? Those are two different extremes. When it comes to sexuality, every single human being that's alive on this earth is here because two people had sex. Sex occurred. Thus, here we are, right? And so if you're in a relationship and you want that relationship to be healthy and passionate, fun and exciting, that devil energy might be beneficial, because if you have very, very strict, maybe you grew up in a strict religious environment, for example, and you were taught that sex was gross, sex was nasty, and anything having to do with sex, made you gross and disgusting. And so, you just have a lot of limiting beliefs and programs around sensuality and sexuality and sexual freedom. And so when you're in a serious relationship with your partner, you may find that you're kind of turned off by, sexuality, even though there's a part of you on the inside that wants it. But maybe you suppress that part of you because you've always been taught that sexuality was sinful or bad. Right. Well, that devil energy, if you can embrace it, it gives you the freedom to be released from those rigid beliefs. And in that case, in a healthy marriage and a healthy committed relationship, that type of freedom would actually be a healthy benefit that cultivates passion, that will help, encourage the growth of the relationship. Whereas, so if we take the opposite with the temperance energy, the temperance card, too much moderation, just like we think the temperance card is all about, angelic energy. It's the opposite of devil energy. Well, too much temperance energy can have a negative effect, just like too much devil energy can have a negative effect. So it's not that temperance is good and the devil is bad. It's just that when there's too much of either one, it can be bad. Too much temperance is too much moderation. You're not going to enjoy your life. You're going to feel trapped. You're going to feel restrained. You have too many limiting rules and beliefs and values that are going to affect your ability to just enjoy life for all that life is, as long as you're doing it within moderation. Hence the temperance card. The same thing with the devil energy. Having a little bit of fun and excitement, being a little bit rebellious at times, letting some of that extra passion out sometimes, in different ways in your life can bring balance to your energy. It's just when we allow it to go too far is when it gets bad. And so essentially, the devil energy out of balance, as you'll see in the video, has a lot to do with the further that we get disconnected from our soul, our spirit, our highest self, then the more darker and devilish we become. And then, to extreme levels or on extreme levels, what will inevitably happen is we can literally become evil people. This is how people become murderers in some cases, and rapists, and violent, and, you know, abusive or narcissistic and selfish and malicious, right? All of that, the further disconnected you go from your deepest and truest self, your spiritual source, then the more like the devil you become, the more evil you become. But as long as you can balance that energy in a healthy way, it can actually be good for you. So here's the video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it makes sense. That's what happens. That's the result of spiritual bankruptcy. The further away from your soul you get, you become this. And just for those of you that don't know, just a quick little lesson here. If I show you guys the pinnacle, well, it's kind of hard to see, but you see the pinnacle, the point of the star is pointing up, right? So there are 4 elements: the wands, the swords, the pentacles, and the cups, that represent the 4 elements that make up our world. Those 4 elements are the 4 corners of the star. Of the star here. The point is the 5th element, which is spirit. And that's why on certain tarot cards, like the magician, the strength card, it depends on what tarot deck, but I'm just like the traditional tarot deck. But definitely on the magician. So for example, here's the strength card. There is the infinity symbol. That is the 5th element. That is the top point of the star, right? And so when the star is pointing upwards, it's acknowledging connection to spirit, the divine, the infinite. The devil card, you'll notice that the point of the star is facing down, which means disconnection from spirit. It's sheer primal, sheer carnal, sheer excess, sheer imbalance. It's complete disconnection from spirit. The abyss, that's why the devil is, the whole concept that the devil lives in hell or lives in Hades, that comes from this. That whole belief, the traditional belief that the devil lives in hell, lives in Hades, the ruler of Hades and all that shit, all of that comes from this. It's a metaphor that the further we go down, the further disconnected we are from our soul and our spirit, the further into hell we descend. And the devil is the ruler of hell. The devil is the energy that we become. We become the devil the further we descend. The further away we move from our soul and our spirit, the more that we become this motherfucker. We become this guy. That's why the man and the woman are chained to the devil, because this card is a metaphor saying that we become the devil. The devil is not this thing, Satan, the devil, this spirit that's lurking around in the world, waiting to get you, right? That's not what the devil is. The devil is the disconnection from your from your source, your spirit. It's an energy that becomes who you are. You become the devil. I become the devil. We become the devil when we become disconnected from our source. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. All the other information is in the description box below. And as always, my friends,
I'm not a bloody psychic.